We are off property at the local park early to beat the heat, and we're doing some duration, which is longer periods of time in heel off property. So it's doing a couple things. We're getting more reps in on that nice sweet spot walking next to you. We are off property, so it adds a layer of distraction. We're teaching her she has to listen no matter where she is. Okay, so we just gave her some free time. Rule of thumb, always give your dog a potty break before you're going on a walk. That way there's no question of, oh, does she need to pee? So we potty before the walk. We'll probably take another break midway through. And we're teaching her that while you're in heel, we're traveling. So no sniffing, no pulling, no eating stuff off the ground. We're traveling. When we release you, that's your time to sniff, wander, explore. So she's learning the difference. Okay, so to get her into heel, Josh taps the tone, he says the word heel, and he taps his left leg. And now we're just addressing anything that's not heel, whether that's position or state of mind. So when your dog is in heel, they should be in a certain state of mind. They should not be overly excited, overly aroused, overly crazed. They should be calm. See right there, she got corrected. She's exploring the boundary, click, 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 and she comes back. Click for being too far ahead. This is all part of the normal process of her exploring, hey, what's allowed? What's not allowed? And if we don't give her that feedback, it's almost not fair to her because we are expecting something from her without teaching her the limits. Good.
And then what happens is we get frustrated with the
Yeah.
dog. And then when we're sharing time with the dog, we're sharing frustration with them. And when we say we're proud of you, we don't mean it because you're not, you know what I mean? So it really can really be bad for the relationship. Another thing, you just said something really interesting, which is really important. We used to say it all the time, and I think it's worth saying it again, is you can literally just create high energy, or correct high energy. You can just correct excitement, right? So if I want her to be calm, like Julie said, you can correct anything that's not calm, which typically is just excitement. So if a dog starts to get like this, instead of waiting for them to do something wrong, you can just correct that state, create the calm state, and then continue. And that's what we call, that's part of the state of mind training. It's part of teaching them to stay calm until offered otherwise, right? So it's very important with a dog like this, who's an anxious dog, to correct her when she starts to spiral out. You know, she starts to, correct that. It doesn't need to be tied to a jump or a bark or a whine or anything. Correct the energy, you won't even see that stuff more than likely, okay? And create that as the default energy when we're together, unless I've offered play, okay?
Got it.
Heel.
Love it. There's the beep, back into heel, and here we're again allowing her to explore boundaries. Okay, so she pushes ahead, she gets a click and a guidance back. And then soon enough, after she explores enough, she's gonna start holding herself accountable.
Beautiful.
So you're gonna say, oh my gosh, like I don't need to correct her anymore. She's doing it herself.
Beautiful.
Good job. And that's the whole idea of our program, is that after some consistency, you shouldn't be using the e-collar a lot. Your whole walk.
You don't mean e-collar, you mean, because e-collar could just be beep or anything, you mean,
Corrections.
she doesn't mean not have the e-collar on, she
Right.
means stimulation or
Yeah,
corrections.
your whole walk shouldn't be corrections.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you're doing it right.
But you still want the seatbelt on when you're in a car, just in case you get in an
Absolutely.
accident. Even though I haven't been in an accident in 10 years, knock on wood.
Definitely.
I'm still wearing that seatbelt.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Good deal.
She's doing great.
If you are consistently corrections every walk, and it's been like a week, it's 2 weeks, then
Something's
that's
off.
time to
Yeah.
get something
Something's not clear to the dog.
Yeah. Heel.
Good job. So you see every rep is getting better because she's like, oh, last time I made that mistake, I got corrected for it. This time I won't.
Nice. We're gonna do some in here too.
Beautiful. Yeah, we found a nice shaded pavilion.
All right, let's go.
She's doing awesome.
Nice.
She's in great spirits.
Oh
That's the beauty of bringing her to new places, though, because it's like, oh, we've graduated past the court, the front yard, the street that we live on. Now we bring her out to a new place and say, oh yeah, the rules apply here too.
yeah.
Beautiful. We'll see how she does. There's some kids walking down, so this will be a good test for her. because any new thing, she would just start shrieking. See, we're letting her drift away from heel. She's hyper focused on the kids and the dog. She gets corrected and brought back. This is how you create relevance. This is how you create awareness. And this is how you create a dog who prioritizes you.
And there's a dog, yeah. And this is called, those are called sneakaways, right?
Yeah.
If the dog is hyper focused on something, I can literally walk away, correct him, recall, which the dog won't let me get out of their sight, which is easier to keep me in their sight by being right behind me, right? As soon as she goes out there, see, she wants to keep me in her sight because I'm not begging her, I'm sneaking away when she's not focused. Then there's a correction, then there's a recall. So it keeps her focused.
Beautiful. Here comes the dog.
Yep.
Lots of great moments here. This is a good session for her.
Come on, leave this right here.
Yeah. So what was causing her to hyperfocus is getting less and less and less intense with every rep. There's a dog over there. Okay, there's the dog. She looks great. She looks amazing.
She likes when you're proud of her. It's great.
Yeah.
Right? You put it in the right spot. She has to work. Here's another old thing that bears repeating. This dog likes affection, right? So it's rewarding to her. So she should work for her affection. It shouldn't be given to her just for free. One, it takes the value of it down, and two, it rewards her even when she's doing bad things or in a bad state. We often do this because it fulfills us as humans. We want to love on the dog because we want that dopamine hit, right? But if we do it at inappropriate times, we're literally trapped in brain anxiety. Because if she's anxious and you're saying it's okay, it just tells the brain that you're in the right state with the right behaviors. Okay, a correction, snap her out of it, redirect, and then pet when she's doing the right thing, keeps her on track, rewires the responses, and now we have a dog whose responses are the ones that are easier to live with. No barking, following, listening, and now she can look. She's learning how to explore with her eyes and her nose.
Kids running around, dogs running around.
This
She's
is how
not
she
even
becomes
being held
mature.
by
It's
a leash.
amazing. This is 6 months, right? 8, 9
Yep.
months. What is she? 6?
Yep.
Months? Perfect. I'm so proud of you. Plenty of dogs who can't do that. Stay. Good. It's a good girl. Down.
Ooh, a new location, being
you
asked
see?
to down it. She knows
Oh, yeah,
what
I'm
to
just
do.
pausing to show you. So that was active ignoring.
Yeah, she heard you, and then she like looked
Down.
around, pretend like she didn't hear you.
But now I can touch her with this though. Look.
Good
Good.
job. That's the
Good.
beauty of it.
Now why wouldn't she want to down though? And I know you could say it's because it's actually probably not too uncomfortable right here, honestly.
No, it's nice.
It's because new environment. If I can get her to down, that means control, right? And they're just like, I don't want to give that much control, right? Those are those moments that we call attitude, even if it's that fine, even if it's not obvious, but the dog's going to give me attitude, right? Good. I corrected.
That's
And
such
she
great
laid down.
distractions for her.
It's perfect.
Yep.
Good kid.
It's a nice starting
Her state
point.
of mind is beautiful.
Yep.
It's absolutely beautiful. So she's nice and calm, and she's just kind of taking it in. I mean, she's going to mature healthy, and we're not going to really. After she's a full adult, when she's like 3, if we do this right, she should be a breeze, you know, as far as going into this kind of default, this calm watching, rather than wanting to interact with her. And that's what it really is. She knows she's not allowed to be interactive, just passive. She can watch, she can listen, but she can't interact. The frustration is, I want to go interact, but you're holding me here on a leash or something, right? Like we said, we trained her in a way where she's allowed to go make the mistake. She gets punished for the mistake, recalled back. Now she's tried it, it's out of her system, there's no anxiety about it. I've done it, it didn't work out, now I'm chill, right? Good kill. Look at her. And then look, and then I say, I love what you're doing, and she relaxes more.
Yep.
And this is just, oh, this is the response. You know what, I don't mind this as a dog, this is kind of nice, and we get to go places. So I really see this, if we can make this the default, this is the big thing for her. Yes, she's smart, yes, she understands everything, but can we keep her in the state of mind where she's chill and she's follower and she's not throwing you any shade or attitude or anything or being manipulative? She's follower and she's not throwing you any shade or attitude or anything or being manipulative? Can we identify when she is doing that? Can we correct and redirect successfully so that, 6 months down the road, a year down the road, we're like, man, this dog turned out great. Thank God we intervened, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was heading down a bad path.
It was
not even livable.
No, it's not even livable. It's sad because look how enjoyable she is.
I know.
But she's got that anxiety. So the anxiety is when she tries to lead. You need to understand that when she's thinking about making choices on her own, that's where I noticed anxiety.
Yeah.
So we can actually correct. Again, that's not calm, right? Anxiety's levels of energy raise. So we can just correct the raise in energy. So this bubbling gets corrected. No, don't. And literally, she'll relax because that's the trainer. We train her. The alternative is this calm state of mind that doesn't have room for overexcitement with really thrilled and happy, and it doesn't have room for anxiousness because I'm thinking about all the other options. I'm thinking about all the things that could happen, might happen, will happen. Look at this, look at that, and the brain's going, right? Yeah. And then she's stuck there, and that becomes her state, her associated state when I'm out in public, when I'm here, and that's just it, because that'll be what they just find a behavior, and if it's successful in their eyes, they just repeat it.
Yep.
And then becomes associative, meaning they don't even know they're doing it anymore. It just becomes, I see the trigger in the environment, and then I go.
Yep.
Right, there's the dog, here's the bark. There's a knock on the door, I rush the door. So, good, very good.
Beautiful.
Calm, that's how I like.
Looking right up at you.
Like,
yay!
that was amazing. Oh. And so this is when she gets told, like, that was the most impressive thing I've ever seen, right? So she knows, I like it when you're calm.
Beautiful job.
No.
Correct that wine. So good it hurts.
Yeah, it's like Christmas. Mm-hmm. Like the lotteries.
You gotta correct those wines.
Yes, it is very important. It is very important. Probably the most important thing to keep, it's like the thread that will keep her in line because she knows everything. That wine is actually it's actually an easy way for you to tell that she's headed in a bad direction in her mind. And that's cool, she gives a verbal. Some dogs don't whine, but they head in that direction and they just kind of vibrate. And it's harder to see when they're there. When she starts chirping, correct it, knock it off.
Stop the petting immediately.
You don't,
say
yeah.
shh,
and then when she's calm, then you go back to
petting.
petting.
Then you pet her. Yep.
Okay, because this is going to be a little more work than it would have been maybe if there wasn't already associations tied to it. But
yeah.
Because I'm imagining Wine's got this before.
Yeah, because she did it all the time.
Got picked up, and Wine's become, and I've seen this with my grandmother's dog. It will ruin a dog's mind, and there's a point where they don't come back. They're just stuck in this, because you were just in the pack in the wild with other dogs. The dogs
would get corrected.
They get corrected.
Yeah.
They're not allowed to be that way.
If they're a pack of quiet dogs and one of them's whining, it's opening them up to predators.
It is.
And saying, hey, we're right here.
You can't communicate with a dog like that
right.
either. They're not on the wavelength. Everybody, you watch them when they're working together, there's like this silent communication. When a dog's bubbling like that, it gets corrected.
Yeah.
It gets corrected because it's unstable.
Mm-hmm.
That's, you know what I mean? And if we take that, and she's not designed to be leading us.
No.
Or any dogs, she's designed to be following.
Yes.
So when she tries to lead, meaning she's going to lead, all of them try, but they get corrected within their pack, so they don't do it. If she's trying to lead, she's going to be anxious because she's not designed, her brain is not going to be good. It's going to be good for us to say, do this.
Yes.
Right? Go do that right now. It's going to be great for that working. She's got some working breeds in there, you can tell. You know what I mean? She'd love to be like, go after that cattle or something.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But we're not doing that. We're living a normal life, so, you can't use that part of your brain unless we're playing maybe ball or something. You might enter that a little bit.
Right.
But that's when we say start and stop.
Yep.
Okay? So it's a little longer of a video because I do think that she's a rehab case. I don't think that she's 6 months, but I do think her mind went far enough off the wagon where it was rehab.
Yeah, I mean, she was whining all the time. Her stool
Barking,
was constantly soft. She had rashes on her stomach. All this from stress and anxiety.
And what's funny is a lot of people think this is food or this is something like that, but when you take the stress away, all of a sudden the rashes go away and the poop is firm.
Yeah.
Because it's stress. Think about when we're super stressed, same thing happens.
I know. Her owner was like, "Oh, is her stool soft, or how's it doing?" And like, I actually forgot she even had that issue.
But look what she's doing when I get up.
I know.
This is all not her normal state.
No.
This is all perfect. To me, it's perfection, and I let her know.
You don't stop petting her.
I love you so much when you choose this other version, right? This other path, which is just calm and passive.
Yep.
I really think the interactive, her thinking that she's involved in influencing the way things go, is where this is. Somebody's here. There's something over there, and so like I haven't told her not to go up to that kid or that kid or that kid. It's just in our relationship, the way that we set it up is that everything's mine. If you want it, assume I do, and I get first access because I'm the leader. Leader gets first access to resources, including people, food, anything she wants or needs is a resource to her. So if she thinks she wants it, she allows me to decide how we deal with it and gives me first access. That's the power of hierarchy. I haven't even had to tell her. I'll correct her if she makes a mistake, but she understands.
And look, she's sniffing at them from a distance. That's so great.
And that gets a pet.
Yep.
Sniffing curiously, just calmly,
And then disengaging.
and then disengaging and coming back to me. This is brilliant stuff that she's doing.
But you created it.
Right, but but I'm also knowing when to pat her to say,
Right.
when to capture those moments where she says, maybe I'll relax, and I say, yes,
Yes.
that's nice.
Anytime you say she's doing amazing, just remember, like, the training created that.
I'm gonna let her, because she's not in the command.
No, we didn't put her in a command.
This is all more calm affection.
Yeah.
You like to watch her like that. Oh,
Lick in your ear.
she's a sweet, sweet, sweet. This is perfect exercise if we have time. I don't know what the living style is, but it's puppies. Put her on a long line when you go, if you have a place that you can do it, and let her have that free time. If she starts to make a mistake, like going up towards people, you can recall her back and then, tell her what to do instead. Don't do that. I'm not playing with that. I like it.
They're trying to get that dog to lay down. And he is not listening. I wonder why.